Yes, life can be wonderful if you're not afraid of it. All it needs is courage, imagination. What is there to fight for? Everything! Life itself, isn't that enough? What is there to fight for? Life is a beautiful, magnificent thing.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Quandary Quest. In this episode, I just wanted to give you a heads up that we actually had some technical difficulties. So just to forewarn you. But anyway, without further ado, here it is. Hope you enjoy it. I mean, as far as continuing off where we were and everything, we were talking about the Mars Sim Fem boat and how all of that didn't make any sense. We talked about a number of things. Antarctica, Admiral Byrd's flight, that boat that sank, and then all of a sudden they retrieved it from the ocean. It had a $700,000 insurance policy on it. And they had to wait for the waters to thaw out in order to go retrieve it. It just makes you wonder, like,
It took them how long?
months, because they had to wait for it to, the ice to break up and thaw out and everything. They also
For
claimed
some
that
reason I thought it was longer than that.
they also claimed that it was due to winds and waves and stuff. But you look at the
There was no waves in the pictures.
and yeah, what waves? What? I mean, it's Antarctica weather could change in an instant. Who knows, but it just doesn't seem. Yeah, that's the more recent one.
That could be something else we do too to talk about to make it easier to bring up topic and look into it as we go. I could pull up the videos that I save. And we could listen and watch the videos right there. And then
I've thought about that too. Yeah.
I actually got a few saved.
Yeah, let's do that.
Some of them are comical or stupid. So
That's okay.
We can still watch them, and it doesn't have to be just serious stuff.
Yeah, and if you want, you could send them to me and I could put them in here. You got a piece of candy on your shirt.
Depending on what they're about, I might skip over them and be a personal thing later, because there's certain things that we don't want to get into that only pertain to one certain group of people, and we want it to be lighter and more universal. We don't want to make anybody feel excluded.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother thing, and we're not about the drama. Save the drama for your mama. We're here to have a good time and talk mysteries, conspiracies, and politics only when it involves that.
Yeah, this is not that episode.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what we got here. A lot of interesting stuff.
What he does is he sends them to himself so we can watch them together. Isn't that sweet?
It's romantic.
And then, I say, ooh, send that to me. And he sends them to me.
Alright, let's see what we got, y'all.
Something good, something good, something good.
Yeah, well, we haven't talked about that. We didn't even really look into it, have we?
Oh, yeah, I forgot the island immediately as soon as it came out of my mouth. What is it?
Getty
Museum. Yeah, what the hell is that?
And I don't know if I've ever even heard of that.
I wonder if this will stop recording, though, if I get off of it.
Why don't you just look it up on the phone or something? That records still, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
Getty Museum. What is that? Never heard of it. Gettysburg?
That's what I think. But, I mean, that's just because Getty,
it would help if I spelled
There's only two
right.
things you relate to Getty, and that's Gettysburg and spaghetti.
Spelled differently, but yeah.
Spaghetti's burger dress.
Kristen Getty. Getty Music. Oh, yeah, there's Getty Music, too.
No, that's ghetto music.
You think Epstein Island is bad? Wait till you learn about the Getty Museum. Oh, I put music. We're just talking about all this shit, and I'm getting so confused. I'm like, why isn't it showing me what
It says LA on it. Oh, is that where it is?
The Getty Museum in Los Angeles. Greater Los Angeles floods. Remember, it's flooding. First it was on fire, and now
there's actually a video I got on that, maybe a couple.
Is the Getty Museum getting flooded?
Regardless, that's not what this is about. Clearly, it has something to do with Epstein or something related in that general area. What's going on? Put conspiracy before it. Let's see what that says.
Known for its architecture and gardens.
Put conspiracy Getty Museum and see what pops up. I bet then we'll get right to the point.
Well, you know what would help if maybe I should use Yandex because it really.
The index is just youthful spandex.
Getty Museum conspiracy. Oh, nope. Huh? Actually spelled it right. Okay. Uncovering the truth. 2 million women and children trafficked under the Getty Museum. What? False claim that thousands of children are being held beneath the Getty Museum.
That's AOL.com. Do you
AOL?
Yeah. I didn't even know they existed.
The children under the Getty Museum at childrenunderthegetty.com.
And of course, it's going to be debunked and denied. It says something about CIA and NSA.
What? On the highway to hell, exploring the Pizzagate, Pedowood, connection to the Getty Center. What? Revealed, Diddy and Epstein used the Getty Museum's underground bunkers for human trafficking and sex parties. Boom! The power of silence. Millions enslaved beneath the Getty Museum. Fortress of Horror revealed. WorldReportsToday.com. The Illuminati Conspiracy. Stephen D. Kelly. Underground City at the Getty Museum. That's an archive.org video. They have so many conspiracy videos that you can find on archive.org. It's crazy. When I go on there and I see, I can find, crazy fucking videos about dragons and shit that somebody's made, and you can't find any other way because they're buried.
Yeah.
You can find them on there. It's pretty crazy. Yay, it's still working. Yeah, that's nuts. See, that makes me wonder where
There's so many things that we haven't heard of and don't know about,
the world is so big.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it's just, the world is so big, there's no way to know at all. There's so many people doing so many things.
And you wouldn't anyway, because most of the stuff that we're going to look up and talk about is going to be things that are kind of under the radar anyway.
Or they try to be. They are, but they aren't. They have to put it in our face in some way, but not in an obvious way. Some
is more known than others. Some things everybody's like, oh, this. Other things you're like, I've never heard of that before. It's like the bottom of the iceberg. Screw the tip. The bottom of the iceberg is much bigger.
Yeah, remember I got 2 of those images with all of those different conspiracies that some of them we've never heard of.
So do you want to move on from that?
Well, I mean...
Or do you want to continue talking about
Yeah, I mean, we can go on to other videos. The only thing I have to say about that is I want to know where it's located.
LA.
No, I mean, that's what I mean. How close to Diddy's house? How close to all these other people's houses? And could it be, in the epicenter and be connected?
Well, you could put the Getty Museum address instead of the Gettysburg address.
We'll see.
And then Diddy's address, and then relate them on the map. If you're really curious about that.
Do you think that it would show you P. Diddy's address?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah. Isn't that called doxing nowadays?
No, it's called GPS.
It's in Malibu?
Makes sense?
No, that says LA. Yeah, that's LA.
How close is LA to Malibu?
Ooh, look.
I don't know anything about the geography of California, so
I have no idea. No idea.
It could be like, how Columbus is attached to Reynoldsburg and Hilliard. They're practically the same thing, kind of thing. You know what I mean? We don't know what Malibu is in accordance to, or in comparison rather, to LA.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Could be like touching.
There's the temple. She's licking an empty bowl.
Of course she is. Is it the water bowl?
Yep.
I'll get her some water.
Okay. Directions from...
Right, she gets comfortable too. Look at that.
Sean Combs, right?
Yep.
Combs Enterprises.
Sean Diddy Puff Daddy P Diddy Combs.
31 minutes away.
A half hour. That's not very far in California terms. At all.
But does he own that though? I'm assuming that he would own that. I don't know if he owns that. What was that? I honestly don't know if he owns that or not, though. So, but yeah, I don't know anything about LA. Look, there's Long Beach, Torrance, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Culver City.
It also makes you wonder if
Glendale. Okay.
what stocks
Burbank. Looks very dry.
You know?
What is it?
Makes you wonder what stocks Diddy's into, like maybe BlackRock and things.
What stocks he's into? Oh, if he really is over here, like, mingling with, like, some of the world's richest people for whatever reason. Because in my eyes, in an average person's eyes, he hasn't put out any good music since the 90s. And it was only the one song that I can think of that I cared for. But that, yeah, and that was from Sting. So, you know, what has he been doing to make all this money? You know?
Who has he been doing to make all this money?
Disgusting. So disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And yet, the charges were dropped. But apparently, it was only for 1 out of, like, 300 cases. But still, how long until those other cases... How long till those other people or whoever are paid off to be, you know, dropped as well?
I mean, if OJ got away with it, you don't think Diddy could?
If the glove does not fit, you must acquit. Yeah. Everybody knows that he was guilty. Everybody knows that. If the fingers
don't slide in, you must defend.
No. Yeah, I mean, I was really young when that case happened, but I still remember it being on the news. Even being so little, I remember it being reported.
I remember hearing about it, but I never watched anything or really knew of anything of it.
And apparently, even later on, you know, on, like, Twitter, he would put,
little cryptic
little,
things.
yeah, little, knife emojis. Mm-hmm. Like little, what? Are you being a crackhead over there? Lay down. Lay down.
She's not talking to me, by the way.
Yeah, I'm talking to the dog. But anyway, yeah, everybody knows that he was guilty. If P. Diddy gets away with the shit that he has done, oh my goodness. I mean, anybody can look up all those videos of him and Justin Bieber being all weird. All the videos of him and his friends being all awkward and stuff when he says particular things. Even 50 Cent called him out a long time ago saying, I'm gonna buy you something. Mm-hmm. What kind of man says it to another man? There's a literal tape of him and another man getting it on.
Yep.
I mean, so far, everything that's come out about him has been true. You know, so... I don't look for the other stuff to be, you know, disproven or whatever. I definitely think he's a fucking creep. How else has he been making all this money? Because it damn sure ain't from music. Did he sign Justin Bieber? Was it him that signed Justin Bieber specifically? His label? I don't even know. I can't even remember his label. Was it Def Jam Records? I don't know which label he owns. I can't remember what one it is that he's affiliated with, but still, he's got his finger in so many pies. There's a reason that he has so much money, and it's not because of his music. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, so on to the next video. Sorry. He's a creep. Getty Museum. We're going to be diving more into that sometime.
Take a shot. Hold up.
There are rumors that have come up to the Hill of a secretive project within the Department of Defense involving the manipulation of human genetics with what is described as non-human genetic material, potentially for the enhancement of human capabilities, hybrids.
Super soldiers.
With Immaculate Constellation, how does this relate to UAP activities, Mr. Schellenberg, in oceanic environments? Are there any instances where the Navy or other maritime forces have encountered UAPs that could not be explained by known technology or natural phenomena?
Yeah, the Immaculate Constellation covers both terrestrial and oceanic, and there's actually a number of cases described in the report that occur in the ocean.
And do you believe that there is a concerted effort by the Pentagon to keep Congress out of the loop regarding these UAP activities, specifically in our waters?
Yes.
Are there any accounts of UAPs emerging from or submerging into our water, which could indicate a base or presence beneath the ocean's surface?
Wow.
I don't know about a base, but, you know, as I mentioned, I had a different source entirely describe this pretty extraordinary footage that exists of orbs, of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
There are rumors that have come up to the
He
Hill.
doesn't know about a base. I doubt that.
Yeah, he basically said, yes, but I can't tell you the specifics.
I don't know about a base. Yes, you do. I bet you any amount of money you do, but you just can't
He wouldn't
say.
even look up at it.
Yeah.
He's looking down.
I don't know about race. I get it. He can't say anything because he'd probably be killed.
Isn't that interesting, though?
But
Because, like, you hear about that stuff all the time, but to actually hear, like, political figures say stuff like that.
yeah,
It's like, look, they're not going to just
she's
say
always
that
asking
stuff.
crazy
Yeah,
questions.
they're not just going to say that and risk their fucking
She's the one that says something about
career.
flat Earth.
You know what I mean? They're not just going to say that and risk their career unless they really believe that stuff and that it's a known thing and that in general they know that that's a thing. Like,
They had to have gotten it from somewhere. That means that there's constituents that
and they're
called and talked to
confirming.
them.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like she's just asking; they're also confirming.
Yeah. Her constituents have obviously made it known that they want to know about these questions, and so she's got to ask them. She's actually doing her job.
The big reveal will be,
Bravo.
like, we already know everybody, almost everybody except for stubborn people that just want to live under a rock, know that aliens exist and that we will come into full-blown contact, as in not just how we wouldn't realize it, but where we would realize it. Where they would let us know who they were and they come out as a whole. It will happen. It's already being more and more introduced, and it's happened before in the past, multiple times, way in the past. They finally revealed themselves and helped them or hurt them, depending on which, you know what I mean, which race and what their motive was at the time. And it's just like people. You don't know what their intentions are.
Well, they say there are many different races.
Differentiation. So they could come to help, they could come to hinder.
What about the ones that, have apparently stopped the nuclear facilities or the nuclear meltdowns in Japan and Hiroshima? Supposedly, they saw saucers over both those sites, and they said it would have been worse had they not done this. They fired some type of red laser into the interior of the nuclear reactor that was about to freaking explode, and it cooled it down. Those are the reports anyway. I don't know. People say that they saw that. And the Japan one, there seems to be some footage of that. If I can find it, I'll add it. But I'm pretty sure that there's actually some footage of it, if it's real. But it's pretty old. It was 2011 when the Fukushima reactor blew up, and so, I mean,
yeah,
they're out there.
Yeah, we know that. That's what I was asking. How long do you think before they make themselves very known. Constantly being seen.
Mm. I don't know, a lot
and
of people...
accept it as fact, I guess I should say, when it becomes fact, not speculation or science fiction.
Well, a lot of people still think that it could cause a mass panic.
Yeah, maybe it could, because people just aren't accepting of differences to begin with these days. Not even simple things like, race, sex, religion, culture.
I feel like we've slightly went backwards.
If you can't accept people and you see them as different and you're afraid of people just within your own race of beings, not of color or culture or religion, within your own actual race. There's no
humans are scared of other
humans.
It's the
human race. Why do we have sub-races? Tell me that. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. We're all here together. We know that there's other actual races out there, so why are we segregating within that? And then within that, we segregate again and say, okay, well, we segregate first from worlds and then from countries or religions, like, say, Christians opposed from these other, religions or non-religions, rather. And then the Christians are like, oh, I'm Catholic, I'm Presbyterian, I'm
Baptist,
one of all these other fucking branches. And then with that, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it keeps going.
Yeah. And then you have all, like, the native tribes who also have their own beliefs and traditions. And not necessarily, like, a religion per se, but they're spiritual in nature. They worship in different ways, like the Native Americans, or even the native little tribes in India, all those different villages, and different tribes in Africa. All those untouched peoples and on those islands that haven't been talked to or anything. They, like, will literally kill you the moment you get there. Remember, like, that guy that went there illegally? They tried to tell him no, and he was like, I'm going anyway, and then they killed him. Yeah, that's not fun. But, yeah. There's so many different ones. So who's to say which one's right?
Yeah,
But, I mean, a lot of them, they follow the same story. A lot of the main ones follow the same story.
Life follows a story, and so all of our stories got to be close enough, at least the big parts of it.
Well, I mean, like the flood,
I know, that's
all
what I'm saying.
of the cultures share a flood myth.
It all connects to each other. It's not just something that everybody came up with on their own. Now, the God's parts, the elusive metaphysical parts, those are all perceived differently. So maybe they're describing the same thing in different ways because their beliefs and their religion has crafted that around what actually happened, and so they have to make sense of it.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah. Don't worry. I forgot that this thing automatically sets it to something. I don't know if it's like an echo or whatever, so this one might be echoey at first.
Interesting. It all connects to each other.
But this is why I do a backup, you see? This is why we do backups. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Probably like a
Well, I was looking
recording
at it and I was
playback
thinking,
sound check.
I mean, well, that's why you wear headphones. We're not wearing headphones because we only have the one pair. So, and I want to be able to hear you, and I don't want one of us to have headphones, and we're working on it here. And that's the chair squeaking. Just so everybody's clear about that. Anyway, yes, I honestly don't think in America it would cause a mass panic, I feel like a lot of people are like, yep, aliens are real, Even most religious people,
I don't know,
have accepted it.
I mean, I think, I don't know.
Do you remember the whole Storm Area 51 thing?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if I really believe that because I think I think they freak out anyway because people are so materialistic, and they say saying you believe in something and actually witnessing it, two different things. Like, you could say I believe in the devil, but if you fucking right there next to you, be like, oh my God, he is real, then you really didn't somewhere in there believe. You just figured it was possible.
Isn't that what? Remember, that's what they say. It's called belief because it requires some sort of faith.
Yeah,
you don't know it's true, but you believe it to be so. That it doesn't necessarily mean that it's fact.
Yeah.
That's why you have to say discern the difference between saying I know something is blah blah, or I believe something is da da. You know. Yeah. Very interesting words, you know.
Oh yeah. Was that?
That was me. So I realized that I say, you know, a lot. You know?
We all have our things.
Answer me.
Answer you?
Answer me.
Is that what you know?
Yes, I'm waiting on an answer.
You know?
Yes. I'm waiting on an answer. Just answer me so I don't have to say it.
I don't know what answer you're looking for. You didn't even ask a question.
Even if you go, yep, yep, true.
Yep.
You got it.
You didn't even say you know. Beat you to that one.
Alright, on to the next thing?
Sure. I'm like, yeah, where is it?
Sure, let's go.
I forgot I was the arbiter of this.
Yes, you're the DJ.
This is fucking weird right here.
Michael? Obama?
Look, watch the mouth.
Ew, you gotta send this to me. Why was that such a lizardy thing? Two sets of teeth, is that what it says?
Yeah.
I can't honestly tell, it's so blurry. Very strange mouth and the tongue thing, very weird.
There's a lot of glare too.
The old town, the iconic Altitude Old Town. It's gone. Our museum is gone. I don't think in a while. It was my wife and I. Almost 40 years to put it together, but.
Whoa!
We'll go on.
Ooh, his eyes! What am I looking at?
Fucking mouth. Watch. Your teeth just go bam and show up.
Wait, is this so?
His eyes are just freaking me out. They're like slits.
What's your mouth?
Walking out on stage. And I was like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just looks like she's opening, but I can't tell. I need a better video.
Yeah, but whose mouth goes like a... It's
Yeah.
a slow, it's a process, it's not a...
I don't know if it's because it's grainy. I don't know, but you definitely gotta send me that. And his eyes definitely freak me out. I mean, that's very freaky. I'm looking at her creepy demon eyes, honestly.
The whole fucking face changes for a second.
All of her teeth show, and then none of her teeth show all of a sudden. Yeah, very strange, very strange. That Michelle Obama one, the tongue thing at the beginning was such like a lizard-like thing to do. Just the way, I don't know, maybe it was because they slowed the footage down. Could have been because of that. But it was very lizardy.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I couldn't see two rows of teeth, to be honest. I don't know. But there's plenty of videos of people with creepy fucking eyes and all kinds of stuff. Everybody says, oh, it's a camera glitch. The little like lizardy eye blink thing, just like in the Men in Black. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He doesn't, and then Will Smith freaks the fuck out. Yeah, they're jamming. Remember, he freaks out when that dude's eyes blink.
I know what you're talking about.
So
He's
creepy.
like, no, it was 2 different sets of blinks, sir. This is one normal one and one completely different set or something like that when he's describing it to his boss.
Yeah, I can replay that blink in my, and it's just like that. There's so many people with that happening. I don't know. Maybe somebody fucked with AI, but it looks pretty crazy.
This is really scary stuff, and you've spoken out about it for so long. Give us the latest.
When you realize what's
Well,
going on.
I've been doing some really interesting research, and that's why I haven't had much on my website here recently, or my Rumble channel, because it takes time to do this. But when you realize
Dr.
what's
Lee
really
Merritt.
going on here, the solutions are simple. So they have to tell us a lot of nonsense, so we don't know what's going on. We're doing a seminar on the 25th of January, Sherry Tenpenny, and a bunch of us on parasites, on parasitism. And my part of it is parasites and cancer. Now, I'm just going to say, I think parasites are a big, big deal, and they're a big deal for these vaccines. I was in an old parasitology text from 1919. And
Wow.
there was a guy in Oklahoma that was doing a lot of research. And what he was doing, he was looking at chickens. And they knew, by the way, at the turn of the century of 1900, they had an idea that cancer was parasites. So that's my 30 minutes is going to be on cancer as parasites. But this guy was using chickens, and he was dosing them with parasites. They would develop these tumors, and they would eventually be killed by the parasite infestation, which looks like cancer.
Sheesh.
But then they did this thing where they didn't have like our vaccines like we have today. They called them inoculations, but they were really taking crude bacterial and detritus, like pus from the original smallpox vaccine, which was cowpox. They said was basically from pus from cow udders. I mean and they would just cut you in the skin and rub it in there. That's what they were doing.
Yep.
But 2
I've
things.
heard
One
that.
is, ever since they started doing that,
It's
we started seeing
disgusting.
3 things. We started seeing cancer, we started seeing tuberculosis go up, a lung problem, a pneumonic problem, and we started seeing heart disease. Same 3 things we're seeing now. Well, this guy in Oklahoma showed that if you gave the parasite to the chicken and that's all you did, the chicken died, but not that much before its normal lifespan. But if you gave them the parasite and then you gave them any vaccine, they called it a virus fix. It's, I guess, French for some viral fixative. They gave them that vaccine, then they died in short order.
Oh, damn.
And I read that and I said, oh, that's a bioweapons program in process. So this goes way back.
This is really scary stuff.
Oh, holy shit. Wow. Wow. What was her name again? Send me that.
This is really scary
Dr.
stuff.
Lee Merritt. Lee Merritt. Interesting. Yeah, definitely send me that. That's crazy. So the vaccine, like, enhances the virus.
Feeds off.
Oh my gosh. Because, I mean, they would say, get the vaccine, and then people would get even more sick.
Yeah, because if you think of it, if you already have worms, introduce more of that. Are they gonna work together, or are they gonna kill each other?
That is crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
It seems viable too, not viable, but logical that would be how it worked. That makes sense.
Yeah. So she's saying that not the old school disgusting inoculations, but the new ones are the ones that are fucking stuff up?
I'm not saying all of it has been. They just did it in a different way back then.
Oh. So those aren't even good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, no.
Ugh. That's disgusting. Yeah, I heard about that a long time ago, and I can't remember where I learned it. It actually could have been from Outlander or something, because, she's a doctor.
Yeah.
And they do some disgusting stuff back in the day. Just like bloodletting and stuff. They would basically slice you and drain you a little bit to let out
some of the bad blood
and stuff. Crazy. Wow. Okay. Next. What the fuck is that?
Slide.
It's a what? It's a mudslide? Oh my god! Ain't no way I'd be that close to it. Move! Oh god! Residents of a Southern California mountain community near the Eaton Fire burn scar dug out of road submerged in sludge on Friday after the strongest storm of the year swept through the area, unleashing debris flows and muddy messes in several neighborhoods recently torched by wildfires. What the hell? God said, "You want water? Here's water." Wait, did they open up the thing? You know, makes you wonder if they opened it up and it just was too much.
Maybe.
I'll have to look into that. I wonder if they opened up that dam.
This is pretty fascinating right here. Check this shit out.
If they open up the dam, then that means that reservoir should be full. Would that mean it's overflowing? I'm confused.
Something we have to know more about.
I can't believe they just got torched and now they're getting flooded. Man.
We'll get.
Talk about the wrath, man.
Well, it was kind of like the Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
And that means
LA.
Las Vegas is next.
Well, didn't you say Las Vegas was supposed to become like LA 2.0?
Yes.
Yeah. I believe it, but man, it's fucking hot there.
Supposedly.
It's
that's
so
a
hot.
conspiracy anyway.
I'm sure they better build a dome over that place, because it's hot. Smack dab in the middle of the desert.
This is pretty crazy.
Did you send me that last thing?
Negative. You wanted it?
Yeah. That is nuts.
I accidentally came across this on the Library of Congress's website.
Library of Congress.
And this makes so much sense to me. I've never seen this. You guys might have already seen this, but this is a square and stationary Earth map done by a professor in the 1800s. It makes total sense of the four angels at the four corners of the Earth. It has our circular, flat, stationary Earth. It has the Polaris, North Pole, and then the projections of the sun and moon. And this can be interpreted as the donut Earth or the Taurus field. And this would make sense of Drake's bowl. And this would tie into the Bible verses about the potter and the potter's wheel. And this would tie into the signet rings, which if you don't know, they're rings that stamp patterns into clay or wax. And this makes sense of the ice wall. And this makes sense of the pouring out of the bowls at the end. They're probably pouring out giant bowls into our giant bowl. Scientists attribute the equatorial bulge to the rotation of the Earth, but the simple answer for this would just be that the sun is directly over those parts, so it's warmer and it expands, making the sea level slightly higher. I accidentally came across this on the Library
You
of
have
Congress
to send me that.
website.
Isn't that
I'm
wild?
totally
And this
finding
makes
that
so much sense
that
to me.
document.
I've never seen this.
I'm
You guys-
totally finding that document. That is crazy. Oh man, I want to send that to Jonathan and Jacob on the Cult of Conspiracy, because Jonathan was a hardcore flat earther there for a while, and then he kind of gave it up. That, I wonder if that would like make him wonder again, you know?
Reignite it.
Yeah, because that's crazy. I mean, the guy, like Godfather of Flat Earth or whatever, every argument that you have against it, he comes right back at you with another, like, logical
explanation.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to refute, because I can't say for certain what the hell is going on. We could literally
so many lies
be
and
living
weird stuff going on, like they're tied and stuff.
Yeah, life could have started 2 years ago, and I could have just now, you know what I mean? Well, and I could just have been programmed to remember the last however many years. It's hard to say. Life could be
I think I sent it to you.
a simulation. That is so crazy. Square and stationary Earth. I am going to find that in the Library of Congress website. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
So, how the moon and the sun and stuff looked on that,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of the Egyptian bowls that were found on Giza, because they have, I think, 3 holes in them. And it reminded me of the bowls. I wonder if I can find an image.
You know, it's interesting, all the stuff that they knew about that stuff, even all the way back then when they didn't have technology or whatever.
Supposedly.
Weird how much they knew, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's so exact and how the distance, like 300 times away and all that shit, like it just makes you wonder if they haven't known all this for this long because it's ours. Somewhere down the line they made it. Or had somebody help them make it.
That's why,
you know?
I mean,
it would be the obvious answer. That's how they knew. Because it was like a giant machine that they somehow collaborated with somebody with.
It could be like Hitchhiker's Guide, is it?
Right.
And they made Earth, and they make Earth 2.0 after it gets destroyed. It's not gonna help me here. I mean, we don't know. I think that it could have happened in many ways, and I also think that just because one thing's true doesn't make another thing not true. You know what I mean? I think that 2 things can be true at the same time. People think it either has to be evolution or it has to be creationism, and I think that it could be both.
Everything's adapting. That's just another word for evolution, even if it's just like a short order evolution. You know, adaptation is just evolution at a smaller level. You know?
Yeah, I think that
if we can all adapt, we can all evolve.
Over time, we're all doing that. We're all evolving in particular ways. Some, not so much. But, yeah. I mean, technology, you know, they say our phones are getting smarter while we're getting dumber. I think that's only certain parts of the world. The so-called first worlds, maybe. I feel like the small tribes and stuff, and the people that are more cultured don't let the technology affect them as much. I don't know. Maybe that's not true because we don't see it with them every day. We only see little bits, but they did give iPhones or something like that, or just phones to a tribe in the Amazon, and then all the kids want to do all day is stare at their phone and look at porn. So, and the elders are apparently pretty pissed off about that. But I mean, that's not really funny because it's disrupted their way of life.
Yeah. And that's part of the chain.
That was basically a social experiment, and that's what has happened to our society. It's fucked up everybody's minds.
That's a fucked up social experiment.
It is. Because they didn't realize what they were getting into. They didn't know how much of a like dopamine rush it would be. It's an easy thing. It's an easy fix. Like, ooh, on to the next, on to the next. They don't have to go out hunting for animals to get that rush. They can just sit right there and do nothing, you know? And it's actually quite sad. Here we go, look. See, they do have 3 holes.
Yep.
People wonder what these giant bowls were for.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
And I wonder, here we go.
They're bird baths. They're for all the birds.
Well, I wonder if they're for, like, sound levitation or something. Because do they all have holes? Are the holes in different areas? High, low, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder
if...
if...
the same height.
Right, so what if the holes are in different spots? It's like a handpan or of some kind, like ancient handpan. They're made out of something, too. Alabaster? Is that right? Alabaster? They're made out of something that's super hard and wouldn't be worth just making them like that.
Right.
It'd be very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. God, I can't remember what they're made out of. I don't know if alabaster's right. Is that the same thing as... Is that like a type of marble or something? I don't know. Granite? Maybe? I don't know. Alabaster is another name for something. But they're supposed to be really difficult to carve. And, yeah, I wonder if the holes on them make different sounds, different acoustics, depending on how high or low the holes on them are.
Right.
Very interesting. I don't know if there's any other pictures and you could compare. Wonder if anybody's ever measured that or anything. But I wonder if that's what they use to levitate the stones into place.
Could be.
Pretty cool.
Could be.
On to the next.
Onward through the fog. What is that? A dead bug?
I think that's just a big piece of the bowl.
Set up the goals for the next 5 years, and one of them was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming reality.
How dare you clap? Pfizer CEO speaking.
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
No! No! Oh my god! They came out with that bill like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something. Cult Conspiracy was talking about the Pfizer having a pill in like 2021. Oh god, I hope nobody took it. You know people did, but I hope not many people did. Oh no. Why would they be clapping for that? What a bunch of idiots.
There's people going to watch the world that can have a feeling, so yeah, probably.
Oh, this is great. Reduce the population. That could be you, you know. That could be you. It probably will be you because you're nothing to them. Just another pawn. That's absolutely insane.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to put a microchip in you and it will make you compliant. Rich.
A dozen large Irish eggs at €2.75.
Well, here in Panama, this is what a dozen jumbo eggs.
Hi, my name is Amber. I live in Paris. A dozen eggs that are free range and plein air is $2.88, which is about $3 US.
I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. 10 eggs. It is 83 baht, which is $2.60. We definitely do not have an egg shortage.
It's Kelly in Albania. Well, 10 eggs. It's 129 lek, which is about $1.34 American dollars.
Large 10 eggs are €2.48 or $2.60.
43 pesos.
See how everybody knows America's conversion, but we couldn't say.
In Nayarit, which is just outside PV, are 60 pesos.
I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I purchased here in Turkey. The price just went up to 160 lira, which makes it about $1.82 a dozen.
This is Hawaii.
Crazy.
We have a dozen eggs for about $8.49. It's cheaper if you buy a plat of 60 eggs at $36.99, which comes out to about $7.30 a dozen.
Oh my god.
A dozen large Irish.
They're already fucking getting killed over there, and here we are, $8 for a dozen eggs. That's just your eggs. What else?
That I think
like
that
fucking $50 a pound.
Yeah, I think that Hawaii's taxes are some of the highest. I could be wrong about that, but there's a reason why those prices are so high. Some types, California's the same way. Like their gas prices were like $8 a gallon. Some places, maybe higher in others. I don't even know. It's like they specifically try and
make it unlivable so that they can take it over.
Yeah, they make it unlivable only for the poor people. That's why the homeless thing is just going so crazy over there, is because nobody can afford it. They can't even afford to leave, so they're kind of stuck there. and then they're considered an inconvenience. They can't help it. Who can afford that? That's ridiculous. And then you have them losing their insurance right before a giant disaster happens. And then how many people in LA have flood insurance? Nobody. Nobody. It never rains. You know what I'm saying? I remember when raining was trending on Twitter back in the day in some certain part of California. I don't know if it was LA or not, but it was trending on Twitter. That's how rare, it is. Geesh. Ate something, a dozen of eggs. That's ridiculous.
Yep. It's awful.
So sad.
You could say they're expensive. That cracked you up.
Very funny. Poor people, man.
I don't know. Having to do with my stupid ass jokes. Alright, this is fascinating. Oh, boom. Destroy the mic.
Can really pay attention to the dance that is going to happen in front of us.
Wait, what?
Watch this now.
Causes a delay.
Here come some individuals.
I'm not
shadows.
Watch. Nothing. Where's their feet?
Okay, they don't seem to be leaving footprints though. Wherever they walk, wherever they dance, they are not leaving footprints in the snow to prove that they were actually on the snow.
So they're standing on an image. Basically, they're standing on a green
That's what I'm
screen.
getting from that, yeah.
Evidence that this is
Look at that.
fabricated.
These lights aren't even shifting.
Was it no?
Don't you think it would shift ever so slightly, or is it really not going to shift at all? I don't know. It looks
there was a
weird.
360-degree base layer that was created for this augmentable.
Yeah, maybe it was just so frozen that their feet wouldn't,
Wouldn't do anything.
wouldn't imprint into the ground.
Here come some individuals.
No footprints over there. That looks like soft snow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird. Why wouldn't they be leaving footprints? Unless they were standing on some type of green screen or something, and they had a light shone onto them as if it were the sun.
Yeah.
And that's the webcam. Ta-da! I mean, you can say whatever is a webcam and live stream to the world.
There's not exactly one of those, what do you call them, timestamp things anymore that you got on like old VCRs and stuff. It'll tell you the date and everything as you were recording,
On some of the world webcams it does, but it's not going to tell you.
Well, I'm saying in general, most of them don't. It's just you see what you see, and there's nothing overlaying that.
But you could always look at if you knew how.
The file.
Yeah, you could look at the file and
But that's the problem. Most
details
people
on the
aren't
file.
going to.
True. Yeah, that's very weird. What's up with that? Why are they lying about that if they are? I mean, they're lying about something about Antarctica for sure. Something's.
Speaking of what's up with that. By the way, that's fucking real, right?
Wait, what? Send me that. What? Send me that. What the hell is that? Send me this. It looks like a cloud
Like
with
a UFO or something.
with a UFO at the bottom of the cloud, and it looks like it's raining down something, like rain or water from
And
being
the cloud
submerged.
above it is like a mushroom cloud. It's like it's like it's stuffed in there.
Yeah, it's like it's the
around.
bottom of the cloud, like perfectly.
Both of them are like that.
And it's like all the water is raining off of it from where maybe it was submerged into the ocean, and it's finally coming up out of the ocean.
That's what I was thinking, and it's draining.
And it's draining, or it's making it look like it's raining, and it's doing a terrible job.
Fucking massive.
That is crazy. Did you send that to me? Send that to me. That is crazy. If that's real, I mean, it doesn't look like AI. I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty...
The clouds. They're both like... It's just strange.
See, everybody... Yeah, okay. Everybody's gonna say AI with everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we will always revert to now. Everything's gonna be AI. AI! Because I don't want to believe it. Even if it is true, it's AI. I don't want to look at it. AI, you know? Everything. We don't know.
We're starting a mandatory boycott from this moment forward. Do not buy Kelloggs. This is a monumental moment. We are going to march to Kellogg's to deliver over 400,000 voices and demand they meet with us.
Oh, I'm so happy that people are standing up. Kellogg's serial killer.
The food industry. It's time for Kellogg's to do the right thing for American families.
Yeah.
We deserve the same safer cereals other countries get. Kellogg's, if you're listening, please let us in. You cannot turn your back on this many voices.
Send me this. Yeah!
I'm with corporate security. I'm not a spokesperson. I'm here to help facilitate the delivery of the petitions. The building is card access only, so do not let anybody in today. I will take these. I will take these where they need to go. And leadership will review them. We don't have anybody from leadership available today to speak to you all.
We have 400,000 voices here on a petition. We've been calling, we've been emailing, we've been...
400,000. That's awesome.
Almost.
That's awesome. Way to go. That's great. I hope that it works. Get that trash away. Trash! What? What? Oh, can we pause this? Why would you said pay Hollywood celebrities our tax dollars to meet Zelensky? Van Damme, 1.5 million. Ben Stiller, 4 million. Sean Penn, not surprising, 5 million. Orlando Bloom, 8 million. Angelina Jolie, 20 million. Also not surprising. Not surprising. What? These are our dollars.
This isn't confirmed, by the way. I was reading the comments, and people were like, this did happen. Other people were like, no.
Just like, everybody says that about everything.
See?
Well, it's put out there.
So they said that, and then the next person says,
we don't know whether it is or isn't, but there is a video of them meeting him and shaking his hand. Isn't that right? So, I don't know. Dude's an actor, you know? Zelensky, he started out as an actor. then he was like the president. And it's all just a bunch of BS.
Keep an eye on these guys. This is just a picture.
Korean scientists unveil technology that reverts cancer cells to normal. Oh boy. Korean Science Institute. Wow. Hopefully, they don't get got. Did you know the CIA was created in 1947? Israel was created in 1948. Mossad was created in 1949. Mossad, I guess. Mossad. Interesting.
This shit cracks me up.
Real footage? Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this. Please send me this.
He's like holding that up.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is the worst. Where was Stanley Kubrick? You know? They were like, get Stanley Kubrick. Can we get some Stanley? Oh. What? Spacewalk time, 9 minutes. Bullshit. Imagine you and your family surrounding the television. The thing is, on the television, this would have been believable because it was such shitty quality. He's obviously suspended by a like hip harness wire thing, you know? Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Did you send that to me? That's so ridiculous. I've been trying to find that footage. Flickering seagull? Did it swallow an LED or something? That's very weird, right? It radiates out towards its wings and everything.
Unless it's an electrical bird.
An electrical bird?
Yeah, obviously not organically electrical. I'm saying, what if it was a government-made bird?
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't even sound like a real bird call to me.
It's like malfunctioning.
Send that to me, I don't know. Maybe it swallowed an LED.
Or maybe somebody edited the video.
Or maybe that. That's the thing with everything nowadays. You just can't tell. You just don't know. That's why it doesn't hurt to still question it. Question everything. And if people tell you that it's one thing for sure, do your research. And then if it just so happens to be true, then fine. But always do your research, because I don't believe anybody that says it's this way or that way. I do my own research.
Yeah.
But I love looking into things, you know, no matter what it might be.
This video is crazy. I don't.
Is it one of those morphing clouds?
No, I don't care for the guy so much. I feel like he just kind of believes everything. But
yeah,
this is very interesting.
We now have footage of what the moon looks like when you are beyond the ice wall, which we got from this video from 2012, which shows a guy in Antarctica near the ice wall looking up at what must be a different side of the moon. Here's the actual video. If you look closely at the moon here, it looks as if it's in the shape of a salamander. And if you've heard anything from my other videos, there's this whole theory that the moon is actually a reflection of all the land on Earth. So what we see is actually sort of a map in the sky. So whatever this salamander-shaped constant is, it must be what the land looks like over here. And maybe it could be a giant salamander even. And I'm not going to explain this all again because I've done that many times in other videos. But basically there's this map from World War II that the Germans had, and it was based off of the moon. It was a reflection of the moon, and they drew all of our continents onto it, as well as secret ones that were far off in the west that were behind an ice barrier. We now have footage of what the moon looks like.
Definitely gonna look up Batman.
Which we got
I'm gonna write that down.
2012, which
was it World War II?
I think so. I took a so. No, one more video.
One more video, and then we'll have to call it quits. It's been an hour.
I wish more people knew about that time that Kix was giving kids radioactive rings. The atomic ring was part of a mail-in promotion that kids could send in their Kix cereal box tops. Now, inside this ring was something called polonium-210. If that sounds
You're
familiar,
freaking joking.
it's stuff that's been used in assassinations for, like, real. The polonium was inside this little glass capsule, and it worked with something called the spin theroscope. When you looked inside it, you see these tiny flashes of light, and that was actual radioactive particles hitting a zinc sulfide screen. So kids could look inside the ring and see radiation decay happening in real time. So now the question is, was this ring actually dangerous? Technically, no. But also yes. The alpha radiation that was inside the ring couldn't pass through skin, but if you inhaled it or ingested it, if the glass capsule broke, you could die. Did anyone actually die from these? None that I could find. So now how did this happen? Well, at the time, it all made sense. The world was obsessed with nuclear power, radiation, and all things atomic. Companies literally sold creams with radiation because radiation was like cool, it was exciting, it was fun, and completely safe. I wish more people knew about that time.
Oh my god, until he started dying of cancer. That's so crazy. Radioactive rings in your cereal. Oh, wow. That's amazing. If we could find one of those rings in like the antique shop, I would shit a brick. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to go to the antique store and just like dive into their bowls of goodies and stuff just to see if I can find that. How amazing. I'm going to bring it to me. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find one of those. I'm going to find one of those. And I'll keep it in the Ziploc baggie that it's in. Not, do you think that would help, you know, guard it from the... No, I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Where do they all end up? That's what I wonder.
Some collector has them.
Yeah, you know, what if the glass capsule did eventually break? That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have to go to bed because we have work in the morning. So this is us signing off. Everybody have a good night or day.
Au revoir.
The trouble is you won't fight. You've given in, continually dwelling on sickness and death. There's something just as inevitable as death, and that's life. Life, life, life. Think of the power that's in the universe, moving the earth, growing the trees, and that's the same power within you.